Zach Berman is the co-founder of The Juice Truck. In 2011, Zach and his business partner, Ryan, launched Canada's first cold-pressed juice bar out of a food truck at Water Abbott in Gastown. The Juice Truck has opened and closed cafes and experienced many pivots through its journey, eventually finding its current North Star, Wholesale. The Juice Truck has 4 cafes and sells to over 500 cafes, grocery stores, markets, and restaurants throughout BC. Zach is a father of 2 boys and married to Megan, the real smarts of any business decisions.
Sure.
I could not take that part out of your bio because I'm like, that's probably very true.
That's true. She's the boss.
Oh, okay. So just before we started, we were talking about kind of content that we were consuming, and you're saying that you're consuming a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like entrepreneurs specifically, or creatives specifically, go through this phase where, you know, we're such sponges and we want to learn everything, but then sometimes you just need to like fall away into worlds. So tell me, like, why are you not listening to stuff about like education and you're more stories?
I think I just like burnt out on learning in a way. Like it became like too much, and I felt like I had to listen to every Cody Sanchez episode or every, you know, whatever podcast I was into, Diary of a CEO or whatever. And it's there's so much incredible content in any direction that you want to go in that I felt like I was just like on a hamster wheel of education and information all the time, that I wasn't like embodying kind of all the content that I was taking in. It was just like almost like a check mark for myself. I think we all have those. Like when I was a runner, it was like I needed every run to be on Strava, and it needed to be a certain pace, and needed to be a certain speed. And then, you know, I wanted to, for myself, keep up with the podcast I was listening to, but there's almost like so much great information that it's hard to put it into practice. Like you could listen to one Cody Sanchez podcast or one Diary CEO, and that could be like all you learn for the year if you can actually put those lessons into practice.
Yeah, 100%.
It's almost like overload. So I kind of like, I kind of went from listening to business podcasts, and then I was just kind of listening to sports podcasts for a little bit because it was more relaxing just to listen to what was happening with the Whitecaps or my favorite soccer team, football team, as we, should be saying.
Football.
And I just, started to listen to audiobooks instead, and I found it was like more relaxing and kind of gave my brain more of a break and a creative outlet in a different way,
Yeah. Have you found, because I have done something similar, and I'm like, and I totally get what you're saying. Like you can, especially like the checkmark culture. This makes me want to ask you 2 questions. Checkmark culture in the sense that you're going to listen to a podcast every single day of the week, maybe like forgive yourself for Saturday and Sunday. And then like you're saying, like it could take a year for you to actually apply all this stuff, but then you're just like over consumption of this.
Yes.
But then there's this checkmark culture of like quantifying everything. You know what I mean? Like, what is my sleep score? What is my run? What is that? Like, where are you at with that?
I think I just opted out of all of it. Like,
yeah. You're like, I'm done.
I'm done.
What are we optimizing for?
Nothing. I mean, I think right now it's like my check marks are like, my P&L for my business. Like, how does that look? Like, how did I show up for my kids? And I'm trying to be like, I think in as an entrepreneur in business, like you kind of have 3 buckets that you can fill at a time. You've got yourself, you've got your family, your partner, you've got your business, and you've got your like own personal wellness, and you can only you have to sacrifice something at any given time. You can't be everything to all those buckets. So I think I'm trying to I'm always trying to learn. I think before I was like pushing too much wellness and too much fitness, and I was sacrificing other things. And I think right now the bucket that I'm in is like very business focused, like want to grow and drive the business, and just like the phase I am with my family and my kids. It's so fun that I just want to, like, any spare time I want to play with my kids.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to like check a Strava or a Ring or Whoop or any of that stuff. And I think they're all like great intentions, but you want, I think there's possibility, like, I think like for myself, even I cared too much about the data. It's like, oh, my data says that I didn't sleep good last night, so I should rest today, but I'd actually feel fine, like
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. 'Cause sometimes it kind of negated your own intuition and your own like, hey, this is what is true for me. And then I'm like, what is the point of all of this?
Yes.
Like there was this, this has like been a big conversation online where Stephen Bartley, he was like on a conversation with somebody and he's like, yeah, I had a glass of wine and I was fucked up for 3 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like alcohol is its own whole bucket of things to talk about. But like, I feel like this optimization culture has also contributed to us not being social beings.
Yes.
And not being excited to just like, stay out an hour later or like fuck around a little longer. And then like, maybe you are a little tired, but you enjoyed your real life.
Yes. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the phase that I'm in right now is like less social media. I took Instagram off my phone and took X or Twitter off my phone, and just felt like being more present and
how long have you had them off?
I go back on in like little pockets, like if there's something that I'm excited about, like World Cup, and I want the content or whatever, but like the last like year or so I haven't had much. I'll go on my computer. Like,
good for you though. Yeah,
go on when I'm on my computer because it's less exciting to scroll on your computer than it is on your phone.
That's just facts.
Yeah.
But what have you noticed has opened up for you by not having it on your phone all the time?
I think instead of spending 10 minutes scrolling, I'll like go back to old school ways. I'll like call a friend that I haven't talked to in a while and talk to them, or I'll just look at the metrics of our business more. I'm
a little obsessed with my business right now, Sue.
yeah. I'll just look at where our sales are at, or who we need to check in with, and that sort of stuff. I just found like I think social media can be like extremely positive, and there's so much inspiration and influence that you can get from it. I just found I was a little bored of it, and I think things ebb and flow, and I'm sure I'll be back to being excited about social media at some point, but I just...
what random thing I thought about when you're like talking earlier, and then now how you're saying ebb and flow, is Pokemon.
Yes.
It's so random, right?
Yeah.
But like the people who stayed with Pokemon, like it's paying off for them now, right? But people ebbed and flowed out of it, just like the business podcast. Cody Sanchez is going to keep doing her thing, and like I'm sure in a season or two, people are going to be ready to consume again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even like I read or listened to her book, and it's so good.
Yeah. That makes me so excited because I really like her.
Yeah, I think for anyone that like wants business inspiration, she's the best. She's so good. She's so interesting and has so many great ideas. So check out Cody Sanchez if you...
She is super cool. Okay, I wanted to ask you, a big theme that I'm noticing with a lot of guests is this perspective of going from blind ambition to, okay, now like funneled ambition. Like I know what lane I'm playing in. And then when you're in that lane for a long time, like things pivot, right?
Yes.
And you've been in a lane since 2011.
Yes.
Like how have you navigated periods of lack of ambition?
I think it's natural and normal. Like we can't be 10 out of 10 all the time. So I think we have to ride the waves when we have them, and when we have momentum, like don't let it go, hang on to it. But we can't be inspired 24/7. So I think like accepting that we're going to have off days, and like not always I guess it goes back to like the Aura ring or the Strava. Like we're not always our best selves, and I don't think it's like fair to expect that of ourselves. So
but how did you learn that? Because like, was that easy?
I think just like through constant trial and error. Like I've like, I'm continually learning.
Your face is like through constantly eating shit.
Yeah. Like I think you can push your hardest all the time.
Yeah.
And then you can burn out. And sometimes you've got like, in our 20s, I had energy to push hard all the time because it was lighting me up. And then sometimes we'll have, a new project or a new angle of the business, and it's just so exciting that you want to work all the time. But sometimes you wake up and it's not you still have to like show up your best and go to whatever your obligations are and keep the business going or whatever you have in your calendar. But I think to expect, I think if you watch sports is like a good example. I try to teach my kids a lot through sports, and it teaches myself as well. Like I love watching Messi during the World Cup because he's older now. And you see him miss so much. I'm like, fuck, how did he miss that shot? Like, that was like, he wouldn't have missed that 5 years ago. And then he misses a penalty kick, but he doesn't stop. He keeps keeps trying and he keeps taking the shots. And then at the end of the game, you're like, shit, Messi had 2 goals. I think like continuing to take your shots, but knowing they're not all going to go in, and knowing that not every day is going to be a home run. Some days, I think I've learned to value singles more than home runs. I just want to hit like singles every day, and then every now and then I'll hit a double. Sometimes I hit a triple, and then a few days a month or a few days a year I'll hit a home run. But I think we want those big hits, but I value the singles so much more because they give you consistency and they give you predictability, and I'm excited about getting on base.
Well, that just sounds like you're excited to just be out there.
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, opening and closing cafes and going through so many pivots, right?
Yes.
When you were in the early stages of having to make all these pivots and these shifts,
yeah,
where was your mindset versus where is it now?
Yes, great question. I'm in such a fun phase right now because I legitimately love failing. It's it was a great lesson. Before COVID, we launched our business in 2011, and I guess we were maybe 8 years into our business or so. And just year over year, we were profitable and growing. So we never really had any hard times.
Yeah,
so I think we got a little bit lazy, and we weren't watching. We weren't going into the corners. We weren't managing our business with as much discipline because things were just good. So we were why do we need to be well,
you don't even have the consciousness for that. Yes. Because it's you're saying it's good, so it's not coasting, but it's you're just enjoying the ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So COVID was so much silver lining for us because it gave us a little bit of a shake, and we tried a lot of things, and we failed at so many things.
What happened in COVID?
Just our sales, I think in a lot of the food industry, it just nosedives. It was and we didn't, we did all these pivots and we did all these changes, but we didn't really know. We were just throwing noodles at the wall. We were
how do I make this work? Yeah.
We were, I think, trying too much. We say we were deep and shallow, or wide and shallow, and we try to be deep and narrow now. We were trying to be 100 things, hoping that one of them would stick. We tried to be kind of a pop-up grocer, cool grocery concept, because we're we just need to bring people in. So we brought all these shiny things in, hoping it would catch people's eyes, and it worked to a degree, but we also learned it takes a lot of cash flow to turn a grocery store, and during COVID things were tighter. And then, with the cafes, people weren't working from their offices anymore. They were more in their homes. So we just we're trying things. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. And then eventually we found, we should try wholesale because people are still going to grocery stores and stuff like that. And, that took us. So I'd never been a salesperson. So it was I've always been a really excitable, passionate person. And if I'm into something, I think if anybody's into something, it's they sell it because it's...
but when you're into something, you really like it.
Yeah. Just because you get excited off of other people's excitement. So I had to learn how to be a salesperson. When I first...
to funnel that energy?
I needed to get a lot of no's before I could figure out how to get a yes, because I didn't have a sales background other than come and try the smoothie at our cafe. So I got hundreds of no's. But every time I learned, it's I almost think it's an Eminem rap battle, in that famous scene in 8 Mile, he knows what the guy's gonna say to him. So it's how do you rap battle someone like that? I got so many no's that I was able to evolve our sales kind of strategy from all of those no's. Okay, like they didn't say yes because of this. They didn't say yes because of this. So how do I frame it so that I have a yes for all of those no's? So
and you're also not attaching your worth to the no's.
Yes.
Yeah.
If someone says no to me, I'm like, great, I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
No for now.
No for now. I mean, consent is important. But in sales, like, keep going. So yeah, like I'm so grateful for all the failures and all the no's, because those have taught us, how to evolve our business, how to evolve to create, product that fits. Like we didn't have these small juices, so like the cafes were saying no because it was too expensive, so we like these seem like simple ideas, but like we made a smaller size that was like a cafe size, so we could sell to cafes. And then we have a grocery size, and then we go to all these amazing restaurants and we notice that like they're using lemon and lime and orange and other cocktails. So we developed like a bulk bar program.
That is so cool. I didn't know you do that.
Yeah, like we're working with with all of our favorite bars, like we're working with like Elisa and June and Botanist and Havana, and like there's all of our Savio Volpe, like so many of our favorite restaurants. Restaurants are great because they really do value like a high quality local product. Yeah, and we value it as customers. We value like, what does this actually taste like? Because if I'm gonna get something that's gonna have a juice in it, I want it to be fucking dank. Yes. Yeah. There you go. Like even we were at Dovetail the other day, because they use our juice, and we were getting some of the watermelon cocktails that use our juice, and we're like, this. Oh, I'm so excited to try it now. It's so good. I'm like, they took what we have and they made it like 1,000 times better. And it's so good together. We were just like having a good time, enjoying the drinks. But yeah, I think like what I've learned is like not to be scared of no's, not to be scared of failures. Like it's also to think about your product differently, it sounds like. Yes. Yeah. Rather than this like single way of using it, what are all these different ways that people would use this element? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And just like being consistent, and how consistency compounds over time. Like, like the singles, like, getting one cafe maybe doesn't change your life, but getting, 100 cafes will start to like move you in that direction. It's just like one at a time. And I can't remember like the book. It was like kind of like a self-development spiritual, I think it was like Cats something. Is like ecstasy and laundry, like finding joy in like the mundane things, and going back to that idea of like we want home runs, but like finding the joy in the singles, and finding the joy in like connecting with all of the small businesses that we've connected through to Wholesale. Like now I used to get joy out of connecting with the customers in our cafes, but being able to work with grocery stores and restaurants and cafes and hotels and hospitality groups is like just connecting in a different way, and it's fun, Yeah. I personally really love B2B connection. Yes. Yeah. I feel like you get this opportunity to be seen, but then you also get this opportunity to like pick up sauce, and then it's just like both people want to be there. They want to give you everything, and you want to give them everything. And it's like, I don't know, it's just such a creative space. I want to ask, okay, like, because to go through all that, you just sound like you were so even keeled. Am I picking up that right? Like, were you even keeled? Like when you're going through all these transitions. I mean, when things like in the peak of COVID, it was hard. Like I was like pretty dark and depressing, and like I like definitely thought the juice truck was gonna die like 100 times. Yeah. And I'm like super lucky. Like my business partner Ryan, like he gets stressed out about different things. Yeah. So it helps balance things out. Yeah. And I was like, probably to a fault, I was like, okay, like the juice truck's probably going to die. Like, that's okay. Like I'll figure out what my next chapter is. But we kind of like had a resurgence with Wholesale, and now it's like, it's like a game. Now it's like, how much can we grow? Like, I love that. How much can we sell? Like we're really focused on BC right now, but we've got like a roadmap. So it's like, you never know where things are gonna go. Yeah. And I think like going through, like, it could be a breakup or a divorce, or we all have hard things in our lives in different ways. It's just like knowing that there's lessons and silver lining in all of it, and it might feel like dark and scary in the time, but just like know that if you don't give up and you keep trying and keep hitting singles, like you'll find like I'm so much more grateful from the hard times than the good times. Like I don't think I like learned as much from the good times. So, like obviously it's like can be fun, but I think life and business are more exciting if it's like there's a little bit of up and down, like you know, like
spoken like a true entrepreneur. You know what visual is coming to my mind is a tree throughout all the seasons. And it's like if you like you know, if you're gonna lose that last leaf and it's gonna fucking hurt, but you have to get quiet and like bear before you can bloom again.
You need the winter to appreciate the spring. Kind of thing. I like that. That's so true. I like.
How have you navigated having the same business partner for so freaking long?
I still love Ryan. He's my best friend. You should have him on sometime. We've like we go back, like I met Ryan when I was like grade 4, maybe. His dad was our soccer coach.
Oh wow, you've been knowing Ryan.
Yeah. So we like grew up, I think like sports also, you learn to work together and you learn to lose and you learn to win, and you know, so we played sports together, and then we went to high school together, and then we went different ways at university, but we always had like the same summer job. So we'd kind of like, you know, dream big dreams in the summertime. And then we traveled like through Nepal and India for a year after university. And life evolves, but we're still like, the fun thing I think with like old friendships is like when we all like, one, we respect each other and value our friendship like over the business. So I think when you have that, like you're gonna be fair and honest to each other. But also like when we all get together, we're still like idiots, you know. Like we don't take anything like I think you got to be serious sometimes, but for the most of the time we like just want to have fun and be silly and
Did you have seasons where you guys didn't have that?
For sure. I mean, like, I think, like I said, like COVID was a harder time for us. But it was like fun trying things. Like we failed at a lot of things, but it was fun. Like we get ideas and we get excited about it and we'd try, and, you know, some things would work and some things wouldn't. Like we had some, like, during all of this, like we had our cycling team and our run team, and like we made such great connections and through those things, and we do a lot of fun pop-ups. But
it sounds like that the root of the friendship has always been there. And like it sounds, what I'm hearing is that like that has been very nourished, so that nourishment then has like seeped into the business relationship. Yeah,
for sure. And it's impossible to be inspired all the time. Like anybody doing anything is going to want to quit sometimes, whether you're like a professional athlete or an accountant or have your own business. Like there's going to be days where you're like, what the fuck? Like, why am I doing this?
What am I doing? And it's like, a choice, right? You're like, I'm choosing this.
Let's go get a government job with a pension, you know?
I guess like the reason I want to double click on this is because I feel like so many people are in business relationships where I think that there isn't always a foundation of like trust and like truth.
Right.
Yeah. And I just like, I thank my lucky ducks every day that like I don't have that problem. But then I like work so hard at it. You know what I mean? Like I work really hard at like, this is how we communicate, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think business partnerships are like a marriage. Like you like, I don't think you should, you know, jump into bed with anybody to start a business. Like you need to date for a while. You need to know each other. Like, because you're going to have great times where everything's fun, and you're going to have hard times where things are tested. And like, you want to make sure that you're able to like be with that person when things are tough. So if someone's starting our business or wants to start a business, and I personally, like if I start other businesses, I need a business partner.
Can you tell me more about that? Because I feel very similarly.
I'm like probably similar to you. I'm like an ideas person, and I have like like if I followed all my own ideas, like I'd be walking in a circle all day, like going nowhere.
Yeah.
So like, I read this book like probably over 10 years ago. I think it was like The Hard Thing About Hard Thing. Ben Horowitz, I think, was the author. And A Rocket Fuel, I think it was called. And it's kind of like a relationship matcher for businesses. Like you need to have a visionary or a creative. You need to have like an operator. You need like people have different skill sets, and it's not like one is better or worse than the other. But I really need someone that's like able to like filter ideas and help implement them.
So I think I'm actually the opposite of you then.
Let's start a business. I'm
the ground. You're like, all right, let's do it. No, but seriously, like Kevin is the person who is just a lunatic, and he's like, la 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 la. I'm like, all right.
Yes.
This is how much time we have. This is how much money we have.
Yes.
What are we gonna do?
We all need you. We all need you. People like you are so valuable. You don't even know.
I'm always, I always like laugh. I'm like, Kevin is the fun dad on set. He's like, let's make it look blue and cool and this. And I'm like, all right, guys, this is the time you arrive. This is how much you're getting paid. I need this invoice. And I'm just like, but you know what? I've come to learn I am needed.
Oh, you're so needed, and you're worth so much. People like me are like useless without people like you.
Yeah, and it's like really cool how you're saying that with the book and everything, because the more I've gotten into business, even just like witnessing Kevin and Mike's dynamic, I noticed that businesses that do really well, or like partnerships that do really well, they have that Mike, they have that Kevin, they have that Summan, and it's like. And they're all so equally respected. Yes. No one person is more quote unquote valuable than the other.
No. Yeah. I mean, Ryan's probably more valuable because he like ideas are great.
Bro, I couldn't do this without you. Yeah. small bottles, revolutionary.
Yeah. I mean, I can have all the ideas, but he truly makes everything happen. So he's more valuable.
Yeah. Well, you seem like, okay, I feel like you're such a curious cat. What is something that you have learned in either like the last year or like the last couple of months that really made you like think and like shift your consciousness or perspective about things?
Good question. I love being curious. I love being wrong. I think like a lot of people don't like being wrong, but I like rather than, I know we're like, you're the one asking me questions today, but I love just like asking questions to I feel like I can learn from everybody. And I truly feel that from you. Like I can learn from anybody. Like I see you as somebody who's like this is the dot and there's all the dots around the dot. You're not like at the top. No. Yeah. No, I'm more comfortable when I'm asking questions and learning from everybody's got something to offer and provide and teach, as long as we're looking for it. And I'm like, I'm very open to being wrong, which I think is like one of my like a good quality to have. I think like, that's a killer quality. I think like having a fixed mindset can be like kind of dangerous, like whether it's like this is the way or this is like my political view or any of that. Like I think it just like leads to divisiveness and to also like just closed thinking. Yes. Yeah. So if I don't agree with you, instead of being like, well, this is what I think and wanting to fight with you, I'll start asking you, okay, well, I want to learn, why do you think that? Yes. Or why do you, how did you learn that? Or how did you get to that outcome? And then maybe I'll agree with you. Or maybe you'll just have more understanding. Yes. You know, I did a documentary in 2021. It came out in 2022, and it was about the colonization, capitalization of the wellness industry. Yes. And so it was great. I watched it. Thank you. Yeah. And so I went into it, and I was like, I want us to all sit at the same table, and I want to learn from each other. But what I didn't learn is, what I didn't know at the time was I thought that was how my mindset was. Yes. But I realized how much deeper I had to go, and also how much I had to learn how to back up my perspective. Yes. Like, why do I think the way I think? Right? Am I just being a headline reader? Yeah. You know, am I just like, oh, I saw that on the headline, and I'm like, now that's facts? Yeah. Like, no, like you have to have, your perspective needs to like kind of be fueled from something deeper than that. Yes. And then the people who can sit with you and be like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I don't necessarily think this, but this is where my perspective comes from. Like, something right now that's just coming on my mind is like the conversation of faith, right? Yes.
faith has shifted so much in the zeitgeist.
Yes.
And like in COVID times,
Yeah.
you know, spirituality was like everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
now it's all Christianity. And
Yes.
it's not surprising, like,
Yes.
where is the political landscape at either?
Yes.
But I also think that like there's value in it all.
Yeah.
Versus the people who will, I don't want to say the people, but like the mindsets where it's like, it's either this or nothing, and then
Yes.
everybody else is wrong. And I'm like, there's no learning there.
Yes. And I think there's beauty in everything, like in spirituality and Christianity and all faiths. Like there's good. I think in the mindset of being wrong, I think there's also good and bad in everything. Like I don't think something's good or bad. I think like everything can be good and bad. And I think there's like in faith or spirituality or you know, people's belief systems, I think there's beauty and goodness in all of them. And there's like a possibility to be bad and not good in all of them as well. So it's like, what, how is it being applied? How are you showing up? Like, I mean, I think like Christianity can be great and spirituality can be great. And, you know, there's light in everything and there's darkness in everything. And to see one or the other exclusively, I think is can be problematic.
Yeah. And it's like, I love how you said, how am I being? There's this, I'm going to butcher it, but there's this story about, there was this homeless man on do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So there's this homeless man, you looked at me like, ew, I'm excited. There's this homeless man on this train. I think it was in New York.
Okay.
And he had a bucket of chicken. Okay. It's a fucking funny story.
Okay.
So
is it a true story, or is it like a
no? It's a real life story.
Okay.
And so like this guy's on the train and he has his bucket of chicken and he keeps asking people like, come sit with me. He's very clearly distressed. Maybe he has mental health issues. Okay. And everyone's like, no. And then he would get more distressed and he'd take the chicken and he'd start throwing it at them.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so this woman, this older woman and her granddaughter come onto the train. And they had just come from church or something. And the man asks her to sit with him. And so she sits with him. And she's like, she's sitting with him in a way that is mindful of the fact that she is a young person. This person is distressed. But she shows this man kindness, right? Yeah. And he asks her, do you want a piece of chicken? And it's just like so interesting, right? Because she is the living embodiment of the like, do good, be kind to everybody.
Yes.
And then it's just like somebody else could be those people who's getting chicken thrown at them, who's like, maybe that's in their bio, but how are you moving in the world?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And obviously like there's so much nuance to that.
Yeah, of course.
But like, it's just something that always like, makes me think. Like I really have been reading the Bible a lot lately, just as like a cool historical text. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, there's just like so much learning here, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, some people can look at that like, oh, like you're reading it as like as a drifter who's like coming into the space and whatever. But I'm like, I think there's no argument about Jesus. Like the homeboy was real, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, well, what can I learn from his stories and from his lessons?
Yes.
And how can I apply them to my life?
Yes.
Regardless if I'm like, Jesus is the only way to God.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool. I like that you're down that. Dean that I used to do the Little More Good podcast with, he used to be a pastor.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I totally believe that.
You need to get Diener back on because like I didn't grow up with like a predominant like religion. Like it wasn't like our house was more agnostic or spiritual, but it was like my parents were like into things. It just like didn't follow a faith. And then when I became friends with Dean, like I was because I'm curious, I've asked him like 1,000 questions about Jesus in the Bible, and it's like my favorite conversations, and I've gone down so many like rabbit holes and fun, great podcasts that I've listened to, like learning about Christianity and Jesus and, you know, other religions as well. But I think it's like...
what's a rabbit hole you fell down that you asked a lot of questions about?
With like Christianity? I think just like, I think I had my own judgments before, like going back to, let's say, my early 20s, like back when like Da Vinci Code came out and stuff like that, you know, I was like,
fucking entertainment world has fucked us all up.
Yeah. So I think I had like judgment, and also like maybe this is like a weird tangent, but when my grandma passed away, like she wasn't like going to church or anything like that, and the pastor or whoever did her funeral was like, I hope Jesus accepts her because she like hadn't been showing up at church, and I was like, fuck this, like grandma's the best, like she's going to heaven. So I had like
she's going to heaven.
I had like a few judgments, and you know, I think we're lucky in life to have those people that like kind of burst those bubbles for us, and Dean helped burst that for me, and went back to curiosity, and I find Christianity and Jesus so like interesting. And Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, and all those roots, and like the disciples of Jesus, and just like how he was persecuted, and like lots of like what ifs, like you know, like
and it's human interpretation, right? So even like that pastor who said that about your grandma, it's like that was that person's interpretation, and we're always fallible to human, like human's mind, right? And so it's like, this is where I just feel like you have to be a free thinker. You have to be able to think for yourself. I do find like I've always believed innately in God. I haven't like had it as like in a box of a religion. But I think it's a hopeful belief to believe in God, creator, universal energy, whatever it might be. Why is it hopeful for you? Like, what does it provide you and for your life?
Connection, I think, like seeing things as interconnected versus disconnected. Like a sense of purpose, sense of awe and wonder. I just find it's like a happier, like more optimistic, like cup
I
for
love
myself.
the awe and wonder part.
Yes.
Yeah. Cause
like
I think we all feel that purpose, and that like, okay, like I'm going through this whole experience, this simulation for a reason, you know, but then that awe and wonder, it's like, to me, that shows me that you're willing to accept the depth of it as well, because that is where the awe and the wonder is. And when you have those visceral moments and you're like, that's gotta be God, it's like, it's so crazy, right?
You feel it deeply, and it's beautiful. Like even this year, it's funny, like I've always liked gardening, but I've gotten more into gardening this year. And it's like
the juice man.
Just watching like things grow from the earth is like so miraculous. And you know, when you're, you know, like you see fruits or veggies grow or a flower grow, it's like, it's so rewarding.
It's so cool. Even like, this is going to be morbid, but like my grandma recently just passed away. And in our culture, we what is it when you burn somebody's body? Cremate them. So we cremated her, and I was like, you know, when we were going to the funeral, she was not in her body, right? And it was so fascinating to have somebody I care so much about pass away in like a healing way, right? It wasn't tragic, and recognize that your soul is not in your body, but it's also our responsibility to take care of her human vessel, right? And to like, it was so cool to be able to then give it back to earth. So cool.
The full cycle. And if you believe in reincarnation, then, you know, hopefully, I think that's also hopeful. If you really like someone, you know, like
maybe they're gonna come back in my life in a cool way.
Reconnect again one day. It makes it like, you know, makes sadness less sad.
What is something that you're excited about and hopeful about right now?
Well, totally to go 180. Like in a complete different direction. World Cup's just been like so much fun.
I'm excited about soccer. Okay, I want to know, how have you felt about the World Cup being here and what it's done for the city?
It's been amazing. So just like seeing things again through the lens of a kid, like so my boys are 6 and 8, and they're like, soccer is life for them, or football is life, and it's like seeing the joy, like taking them to a World Cup match or watching it with friends and seeing the joy and excitement is like everything. It's like,
did you go to a match?
We went to, we were lucky, we got to go to 2 matches with them, and like after the Canada match that they saw, they're like, this was better than Disneyland. This
oh
was the
my
best
god,
day of our
the
life.
Energy.
So it's eventually all the good things have to come to an end, and it'll be better. Like Ryan, my business partner, is also like World Cup obsessed, so it'll be better for our business when it's over, so we can be 1,000% focused again.
I live downtown, and I'm like there's like a 10 a.m. game or a 1 p.m. game, and like there's so many crowds, so many people, and I'm like, do you guys have jobs?
I know.
Like, what is happening?
I know. We walked the Granville Strip one night, and it was so much fun. Like,
oh my god. I went to go to IGA to get sparkling water, okay?
Yes.
And it was the night of some night Mexico won. I don't know who they were against. This was like last week. And I got caught up in a parade.
Yes.
And I was just like, I was completely alone. I was in like home clothes because I was just going to get water. And then I was like, this is fucking insane. Oh, it's so juicy.
So much fun. I'll tell you one other thing that's been kind of lighting me up, going back to the business side. Going back to trying to connect some loose ends from the conversation, going back to connection, like we being in the small business community, I meet regularly with so many other small business owners, and it makes me feel so full and excited how collaborative we all are. Like it's like no one's gatekeeping anything. Like it's like if you have a connection here, like let me connect you. If I have a connection here, let's like create that circle. And seeing how, you know, it's a lot of work to push forward individually, but when all of us small businesses work together, it just like shows what's possible. And it like, you know, I want all of the small businesses to succeed. And it's like, if we can all do it together, it's like all the more joyous and exciting. And just seeing how, like, I know you just had Celine on from Lee's Donuts, like people like Celine that are like, you know, here's what I've learned. Let me teach you. Let me connect you. Talking to other people. Like, it's just like such a giving community.
That's an abundance mindset.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we all work together, it's like, we can all be abundant, you know, we can all do well. And that kind of unlocking that's so exciting. And I would just encourage other people to like, ask for help, ask for connections. If you know somebody or I know somebody, like don't be shy to be like, hey, like I see you're friends with the thinkspace people. Can you connect me? Or you're friends with the Lee's Donuts people? Can like not saying that it's gonna lead to something all the time, but I think
your community grows bigger. And you know something else I've learned is that like it might not work and connect right. It's literally like you said, no for now, right? Because you have no idea like when will us connecting really create something new? If it does. But like you just have to trust the process. Yeah.
And it's I love that cliches are like true, you know, like trusting the process. Like say you're in sales and you're chasing an account, like, and it seems like a no, like a year later, it might be a yes. And if you have enough years, you start to learn that process. And I've now got the belief that, which may or may not be true, but I'm like, all of these accounts we're going to get over time. It's just like, if we don't get it today, like I trust that we're going to get it tomorrow, whenever tomorrow is. And having that like belief system is like, it allows growth in a way where you're not just like white knuckling it all the time, like kicking yourself in the butt if you don't get yeses all the time. Because in reality, you're not going to get yeses all the time in anything, you know?
If somebody was on the other side and they were having a hard time with getting no's, they were really afraid of failing. Like what is like a tactical way that they can approach that to start to kind of like start to shift the dial and start moving towards the no's are good?
I think like having gratitude and a positive mental attitude, like it's not always possible, but like knowing that those will be your gifts and will shape you. So like approaching it with like, if instead of like anger or closed-mindedness, just being like, okay, how did that go? I got a no, but like, what were my takeaways? Why did I get a no? I mean, I do think we all need to have like a baseline. So if you're like needing to put food on the table or pay rent and you're like hitting your head against the wall, like maybe taking a step back and like finding something to provide that your basic needs and pursuing that along at the same time. Because I think if you're needing, you know, food and shelter and it's like you're needing a yes, it's like that's really
different. It's really hard.
That's real stress. And so I'd say like try to find something that can support your minimum and then, you know, learn while you're doing that.
So you're saying even like the willingness to go slower.
Go slow down. It's not, it's like, I think we like this, I mean, there's so many cliches, but I think we like overvalue what can be accomplished in a year and undervalue what can be accomplished in 10 years. And like having that, that approach and that belief that, you know, in 10 years, you can accomplish really anything. So like, if you're like, didn't get it in year 1, like it's okay. If you didn't get it year 2, like it's okay. If you didn't get it year 3, it's like, still okay. Like if your consistency compounds over time, it's like the same as the gym. Like if you like go to the gym and like don't get the results in week 1 and you quit, like you're never gonna get the results, you know. Like you need to like,
the only thing that gets you the results is you keep showing up, and you might have to pivot how you do it. And
getting fit is like literally your muscles failing. Like it's like like I'm like grew up in sports and my kids are into sports, so I'm like all my lessons are like,
all my cliches are now sports cliches.
But like getting stronger is your muscles failing. Like getting better at sports is like you know, you got to keep shooting, whether it's whatever sport. Like don't you just the shots you don't take are your greatest misses, right?
So but how do you just stay committed? How do you keep wanting it?
Well, I think honestly, I think some of us have it and some of us don't. Like I'm like, I call myself like a hungry person. I have a lot of ambition, a lot of like, I want to do a lot of things, and that's not everybody, and that's okay. Like I know we like, you know, teased about having a government job and a pension. For some people, that's a home run.
100%. You know, like, yes.
So I think like, I don't think everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. I think a lot of people are not meant to be. Like I'll give one funny analogy. Like I'm really close with my sister, and my dad had on a business growing up, and we were going on a hike, I think like a couple years ago, and we were talking about like, I was like saying it just seemed like that was the path, like to do business, because that's what Dad did. That was like all we talked about it. You know, that was our dinner table, was everything was revolved around the business in a way. And my sister was like, that's what you saw? She's like, I just saw all the stress and the anxiety and like the financial pressures, and she saw like all of the like the negatives, and I didn't see those for whatever reason, even though they were like very real. So like we both took really valuable lessons from my dad having a small business, and she's got an amazing career as a physio, and I went into business kind of, you know, more naively and blindly, because I think I was wired that way. So I think like, you know, we all have different ambitions and different drives, and like being honest with ourselves, like we all have different capacity and different desires. For some people it's like security and a pension and retirement fund and finishing clocking out at 4 p.m. like that's like super valuable. Other people it's like, you know, they want to push things, and they like that lights them up. So I think it's like looking at yourself and knowing which bucket you fall in.
Yeah. What are those inherent desires? Because
if you want to be off the clock at 4 o'clock every day and you want, you know, security, like don't start a business, you know?
Yeah.
And if you, you know, and if you're the opposite, like, you know, just, we all fit into different boxes, and not to say that we can't change and we won't change, but
and different seasons will ask you for different things. But I do really love how you that's a beautiful story, because different people are going to take different things and different lessons away from the same situation. And I think it's just also owning it. You know, there's been so much propaganda and I say propaganda because there has been so much propaganda of like, be an entrepreneur, do this. And it's like, as an entrepreneur, I'm super grateful for it, because there's like, it's helped me, but I can totally see friends of mine where they're not meant to be entrepreneurs, and that's totally okay. But where they've struggled so much of like, is something wrong with me because
Right.
Yeah,
that's funny. When I was talking to my sister and she shared her perspective, I was like, damn, I could have had that perspective. Like that was possible. I could have seen that.
I could have had way less stress.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, do you have anything that's on your mind or heart that you feel like you want to share before you leave?
Just, I think I'm grateful for you and Kevin for what you guys do. I think like connection's a beautiful thing, and you guys, have pioneered this creative space. And I value people like yourself so much. So thank you.
Oh, I value you too. Where can people find you online?
I've got, I'm not too much online, but with Juice Truck, you can follow us at Juice Truck on Instagram. I've got my own Instagram at Zach Truck, but I don't really post very much. A couple times a year, I'll do like a quarterly or half year post. And then you can find our website at thejuicetruck.ca.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.